Oh dear. Yeah, it wasn't meant to be, but you know, I half expected this to happen. One step too far.
Of course, you half expect that because there was two teams in it, and either one could have won. I half expected it as well.
Yeah, but I wasn't like everyone else. Like everyone else seemed to have this sort of
notion that it's coming
mindset that it was already won. We could beat it.
Yeah.
We could beat Italy.
Oh yeah,
Italy are a good team, mate. Defensively, quite capable.
I never go into a game thinking England's going to win. It literally doesn't matter who the competition is. International football is anything to me. So it would have been nice for England to win, and I would have celebrated it. But when they went out, I was just kind of like, oh, we're home now. It's over. That was the thing that happened.
Time to dodge the racists.
Yeah. There were a lot of them.
Did you see him? Yeah. You
no, actually, to be fair, there was like where I was. The fights were starting for completely different reasons.
But there were fights.
Oh, there were fights. There were plenty of fights. There were fights because someone couldn't find a lighter. There were fights because somebody wasn't getting let through the barrier, even though no one was getting let through the barrier. There was a fight that the highlight for me was this dude. I don't know why he was fighting. He just was proper vexed with someone. Swung a punch at him.
Do they need a reason?
I assume in their head they've got a reason. But he tried to fight this guy, went for a swing, went for a headbutt, but we're also packed in. There wasn't much fucking space for it. Literally 5 seconds afterwards, he was breaking up another fight and giving it all, we shouldn't be fighting. We shouldn't be fighting. I was like, say what? I loved it. It was hilarious. I was like, you were literally just fighting, and now you're breaking everyone up.
I think that just sums up the mind of a football wrong, doesn't it? Like if we're talking about racial abuse, I saw one today where someone used the N-word and was like, "You can stick your Black Lives Matter up your arse," in response to the 3 black players missing a penalty.
Because that's why they missed it.
But then someone had done a bit of digging and they screenshotted the same guy tweeting a week or so beforehand saying, "Cool, that Saka's all right, isn't he?"
Yeah, saw it. Yeah. Because there was the podcast I was listening to. There was a debate, and someone was like, "Surely these can't be the same people." They're like, "Surely there's one group of people that are like lauding England and stuff like that, and then there's another group that stays silent up until."
I mean, yeah, that's.
It's not. There's not 2 different groups.
I mean, that's what I said. I said today. I was like, getting to the final did nothing apart from prolong the inevitable.
Yeah, and that's it. Like, as long as kind of like black people are being useful or serving a purpose, then they're all right.
Did you see that? Did you see that comedian in air quotes who quoted
Andrew Lawrence?
Yeah, he tweeted. He goes, "I'm not saying anything, but only the white players scored," or something like that.
Mate, so he did a video as well, which I don't know why. The thing about this is, right, I know, like, I don't not know him personally, but I've seen this guy stand up before. I remember he was like, his thing was always that he had a very squeaky voice or whatever. He wasn't bad. He wasn't the best by any stretch of imagination, but he'd be on those clip shows where you see like 5 minutes of a comedian. Then he disappeared for years and he came back as this. And he made a video pretending to be a character, a professor of woke studies at bumfuck university or something like that. And then after he did the little introduction to introduce the character, he then just spoke his mind for the next 4 minutes, which was just a stream and tirade of racism. Somehow deciding that the black players, like that people were saying that the black players only missed the penalties because of racism, because they'd endured so much racism in there. No one's saying that. First of all, I've never heard anyone being like, those players wouldn't have missed that penalty if they didn't have to face racism every day. Didn't hear that. And happy ending though.
Yeah, I saw.
Lost every single one of his bookings and cancelled his tour. I mean, if you can all go into a few random bars around one part of the country at all, he's lost everything. Absolute cunt. Like, there was just there, like, actually, like, what waste man of the week right there.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, it's back for a special occasion,
special Euro 2020.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, it's telling that literally you were one of a lot of people that the minute the match finished was like, yo, be careful, get home safe.
Yeah.
Like I had that in text, I had that on WhatsApp, I had DMs on Twitter and Instagram. Like, I mean, there was smoke signals in the sky. Like, Marv, get home safe.
Well, only because you were on your own. That's the only reason.
Yeah, that was fair. But the fact that it was necessary, like.
Yeah. You were there, yeah, but that was my next point. The fact that I had to say it at all was is an absolute farce. And
you know, so many people, like, before, during, like, as soon as it went to penalties and during the penalties, the minute like Marcus Rashford missed, they were like, we know where this is going.
Yep.
We know where this is going.
Him and of all people.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, you know, the whole feeding like thousands of kids counts for nothing now. Fuck him.
Yeah.
And it's weird, and it's sad as well, because like obviously the whole talk of, you know, Gareth Southgate, like, oh, you know, what he was doing and what the team were doing was like uniting the country and stuff like that. In the back of my head, I was always like you said, yeah, for now. Prolonged until the next thing.
Until they fail, yeah.
Yeah, you know, there's people that wrote articles based purely around that. I was like, you've got to be in your words now. Like it was shallow.
Things that age terribly.
Yeah, me posting all over social media is coming home.
It's coming home, yeah.
And I don't know, I shouldn't have done it. I got carried away in the moment. I got carried away.
You got caught up.
Massively caught up. The atmosphere was crazy.
Do you know what? If you were white, you'd have been throwing racist abuse as well at this point.
Yeah, I think I did. I'm not sure. I said something to Marcus Rashford that I regret.
You threw the M-word at him, and all the people around you were like, yeah, if he can do it, we can.
So can I. I gave everybody a pass. I was like, come on, lads, everyone all together now. 1, 2, 3.